بسم الله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وعلى آله وصحبه ومن والاه. Assalamu alaikum, brothers and sisters. I am your host, Abu Bakr, and today, inshallah, I will be hosting our guest, Dr. Mohamed Mahyoub. And Dr. Mohamed Mahyoub, he is a data scientist, and he has recently completed his PhD at Liverpool John Moores University. And his previous jobs include data analysis and web applications. And also he has 10 years experience in technology. And mashallah, Dr. Mahyoub, he has also done a lot for our community. As we all know, he is a leader in the LMS community, and he has done a lot also for the youth in trying to strive with them and keeping them sustained on our deen, and also trying to keep us steadfast on our education as well. So I will give it over to our dear brother, Dr. Mohammed. تفضل دكتور.
جزاك الله خير. Thank you very much أبو بكر. بارك الله فيك. الله يحفظك. رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقه قولي. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين. In the name of Allah, we begin, the most merciful, the beneficent. Inshallah, today I want to give a lecture, which is regarding a topic which I believe is very important for us as a community, and for young people as well to be aware, and for families to be aware of. And that is regarding our data and our interaction with online and web technologies. So this lecture, it will be in both languages. I will begin with the English language, and then I will just quickly go an overview with the Arabic language. And then the title for the lecture, I've prepared a few slides that I would like to share with you, just to convey the message a lot more. So just bear with me a second, please. Bismillah. Bismillah. So, protecting your privacy and mind online. So I broke the lecture into two sections. Section one is the information or the data we give out to these people who are interested in collecting our data. The second part of this lecture or talk is the information we absorb in. So information we collect while we are browsing the internet and going over different sites and websites, and how does it change our mind and mentality. So المحاضرة عنوانها هو حماية بياناتنا على الإنترنت وحماية تفكيرنا عندما نتصفح الإنترنت. فهي مقسمة إلى قسمين. في البداية القسم الأول هو المعلومات أو البيانات التي نعطيها إحنا لهذه المواقع أو الأفراد التي ترغب في حفظ بياناتنا واستخدامها. والجزء الآخر من المحاضرة إن شاء الله سوف نتحدث عن المعلومات التي إحنا نكتسبها من الإنترنت وكيف أنها تؤثر على تفكيرنا وتؤثر على شخصيتنا. So, Bismillah. The first part is the information we give out. So, what level of information we should give to people, and how can we control the information we give, and what type of information third parties are interested in collecting about us as an individual to create us or to convert us into almost a product they can sell. The learning point of this talk, I will go and give an overview on the meaning of data, because the term data is very broad and very fast, but what does it actually mean for us as individuals? So just a quick meaning of the data itself. How can the data can be used to gain profits from? And I will mention a few examples. And then I will move, inshallah, further into talking about tips on how to protect your data online. So what happens when you make an online payment? How do you make sure you trust the website before you make an online payment? And then when you're searching for something or downloading files, how do you safeguard yourself? How to be aware what you are downloading, what viruses you are downloading? And then inshallah, I will move into how to protect yourself from the data you observe, as I mentioned previously. Okay, Bismillah. Now, the meaning of the data for an individual is simply the information collected about you that can be used to understand who you are and your behavior. So what type of information that can tell people your personality, your character, everything about you, and the things that you like, things you don't like, your mood, your behavior, your places you visited, and so on. So we break it down into two sections. Section one would be personal information collected about you to understand who you are, and then other data, which is related to the environment around you, the things that you interact with. For personal information, that would be something like name, address, your age, your agenda, and etc., just to say who you are, and that would jeopardize your identity. That's where they steal your identity, either to create passports for smugglers or to commit crimes under your name. So there are multiple uses for it, or to even pretend to be you, access your bank details. The other part of more personal data that can be leaked or stolen from you, or you will give it indirectly to them, is the bank details, the browser history, and the passwords you save in your browser, which can be very dangerous. To add more into the personal information that we sometimes overlook, we might not be aware of it, but your photo can tell a lot about you, and your voice can also tell a lot about you, in a way that we can analyze your data to understand who you are, your background, what type of hair do you have, and all the other attributes that are missing to customize either advertisement for you or customize anything about you. So to extend more into the personal information, the type of data that can be collected is social media accounts. Which social media are you on? What do you say on this social media, to analyze your thinking, to analyze your level of understanding, to analyze your language, your capabilities. Are you an educated person? Are you not an educated person? What do you like? Who do you interact with? And then they can move even further into collecting information about your friends and family to create a complete knowledge graph profile about you, that almost converting it into a product. And that, if that is captured about you, is very valuable for companies, because then it would help them in a number of ways to improve their businesses and to make money out of it. And I will talk about it inshallah further. So other type of data can be the browser cookies, your network, the IP addresses around you, at home, your phone, this information that would allow them to access your home further, to access devices available at your house, to understand a bigger picture about you. Even go down to tracking your location, which places you've been to, which shop you visited most recently, to see what you like and how you behave, and then what type of products you have, what type of phone, for example, do you have? Do you have an iMac? Do you have an iPhone? So these further more detail can indicate about your income, your type of lifestyle, and so on. I'll just quickly go over this slide in Arabic. معنى المعلومات للفرد، لأن معنى البيانات أو المعلومات هو صراحة شيء واسع جدا، لكن للشخص أو للفرد هو قد يكون المعنى هو عبارة عن جمع معلومات تساعد على معرفة من أنت كشخص أو كفرد وتصرفاتك. يعني ما هي الأشياء التي تعجبك، كيف أنت تتحرك، كل شيء عنك. هي هذه معنى البيانات أو الديتا. طيب طبعا المعلومات للفرد قد تنقسم إلى قسمين: معلومات اللي خاصة، يعني خاصة فيك أنت، وفي معلومات خارجة من البيئة اللي حواليك، لكن جمعهم مع بعض قد يعطي تصور كامل أو صورة كاملة من أنت، حتى أنه الشركات المختصة في هذا تستربح منك أو تبيعك وكأنك سلعة. فالمعلومات الخاصة مثل الاسم، العنوان، والعمر وما إلى ذلك، أو معلومات من جهازك مثل بيانات البنك حقك أو آخر الصفحات التي تصفحتها على الإنترنت والكلمات السرية، حسابات على الموقع التواصل الاجتماعي، بيانات الأسرة والعائلة من خلال الناس اللي أضفتهم على مواقع التواصل الاجتماعي، حتى أنه وصلت إلى تحليل الصورة لمعرفة يعني من أي بلاد جئت، أي لغة تتحدث، يعني نوعية شعرك، نوعية البشرة وما إلى ذلك. حتى الصوت يتم تحليله وإلى كلام، يعني إلى بيانات ممكن يعرفون ما هي الأشياء اللي تتكلم عنها كثيرا وما إلى ذلك. طيب البيانات الأخرى اللي من البيئة اللي حواليك هي الكوكيز اللي على البراوزر، أو متابعة تحركاتك من خلال الجي بي اس اللي في تلفونك، أي متجر رحته أو زرته في الآخر، يعني آخر مرة، وحتى يعرفون ما هي الأشياء التي أنت تستهلكها، مثلا نوع التلفون اللي عندك إذا كان آيفون، أو عندك مثلا كمبيوتر ماك ولا ويندوز، حتى يعرفون حجم دخلك أو طبيعة النمط التي أنت تعيشه، اللايف ستايل. Now, you might ask, how can your data be used to make profit? Of course, it needs more insight into data to understand how they make it, or into business in general to understand how they make it. But I've listed here 5 different ways of why your data is so valuable. One, either to steal your identity, and that can be either to steal money or to commit crime, as mentioned before. And there is a lot of people who would love to have your information just for that reason, especially people who do smuggling and fake passports and all that. The other part of it would be selling your information to third parties. I know from experience there are call centers who would pay money to get information about people who could potentially buy their product. So if I run a phone call center, I would like information about people, this type of age group, male or female, this type of phone they have, this type of income they have. So I know I'm targeting the right people and I'm going to keep calling them. This is why sometimes you might get random phone calls or even hackers trying to pretend to be from Microsoft or sales department saying, if you can fill a survey on all that information. But the third usage of it, and that sometimes every day we go on social media, we come across, is the personalized advert. That's not necessarily a bad thing, but it can be in a way or another. Personalized advertisement, if you go to Gumtree and you allow it to save your cookies, and then you've done few searches there, they are connected with, for example, Google AdWords or like Google advertisement. Then you go to another website and you visit it, automatically your information is already there with Google. And if both sites are connected to Google, and that other website, it will show you information about product that you searched in the first website. And that is just to encourage you to buy more products, to become a consumer. So like I said, it might be, encouraging people to overspend on things that are not necessarily, and that can be a negative thing, but at the same time, it's to save you seeing things that are not relevant to you and just directly see what's relevant to you. But the biggest market for your data, and that's also a field I work in, is market research. Market research is a 76 billion industry. It's huge, and that's to help companies, for example, Unilever or Adidas or any of these companies, to understand what you think about their product, to understand what type of hair gel you like, or what do you think of this. So for example, if you buy something on Amazon and you type a review on something that you don't like and you give it very bad review, that information can be sold then to that company. They would like that feedback, because it will tell them in the second edition of their product, how they can improve it and how they can generate more profits and what type of people they should target. So for example, if they see male like this product more than the female, they're not going to bother by selling it to female. They're just going to focus on male, and that will save them money and optimize their operations. Now, in other countries or in a more dictatorship countries, your information is also very valuable to government, to firms that would like to put surveillance on you or compromise your devices to spy on you, because unfortunately a lot of us are not aware that technology out there to enable hackers or to enable these people to access your speakers and your camera without you realizing, without you even seeing it on your screen. And then by listening to your voice or whatever you speak with people, or even if you pick up the phone and make a phone call, they can analyze that speech to text. That's what they, the term we use in data science is speech to text, where you convert all your text into speech and then analyze it into a dashboard automatically without having to listen to you. I know exactly what's going on in your life and what you talk about most. So again, just allow me to translate it to Arabic. الجزء الثاني هو كيف يتم استخدام بياناتك للربح. طبعا هناك جهات كثيرة ممكن تستفيد من البيانات التي أنت تطرحها على الإنترنت، وهذه البيانات قد تكون من قبل أشخاص يريدون سرقة الهوية، ويجمعون هذه البيانات عنك حتى يسرقون هويتك، أو إنهم يصلحون باسبورت يعني لشخص آخر يقول أنه هو أنت، أو أنه مثلا بيع البيانات لجهات أخرى تستفيد منها، مثلا الشركات الترويج الذي يريدون يبيعون سلع وكذا عبر التلفون، فدائما احتمال أنت تحصلهم يتصلون فيك يعطوك يعني هل تريد شراء هذا الشيء أو تريد شراء هذا الشيء، فهم هذه البيانات أو بياناتك أخذوها شروها من هذول الأشخاص الذي يعني أخذوا البيانات منك عبر الإنترنت. الشيء الثالث لاستخدام البيانات هو للإعلانات. فأنت لما تتصفح الإنترنت مثلا الفيسبوك يوريك إعلانات لسلع أنت بحثت عنها في مواقع أخرى، فالبيانات أنت أعطيها لموقع آخر والموقع الآخر هذا أعطاها للجوجل أو للفيسبوك، فيعطوك إعلانات يعني مصممة خاصة فيك حتى يدفعوك أن تكون مستهلك، أن تشتري أكثر فأكثر حتى يربحون هم. طبعا والمستفيد الأكبر أو الأكثر يعني قسم يريد المعلومات هو قسم البحث التجاري، اللي من قبل الشركات الذين يسعون إلى تطوير حقهم المنتجات، حتى إنه مثلا إذا عندك شركة شامبو باعت الشامبو وشافوا إنه يعني الناس لا يعجبهم ريحة الشامبو لأنها ريحة يعني لافندة، وهم يريدون يعني مثلا ريحة الياسمين أو ما إلى ذلك. فأنت إذا طرحت يعني رأيك حول هذا اللي يسموه الريفيو على الإنترنت، وطرحت رأيك في الأمازون ولا في الجوجل، والله هذا ما عاجبنا وأنا أعطيه 0 لأنه كذا وكذا، فالمعلومات هذا تباع لهذه الشركات حتى يتم تحليل البيانات وتطوير منتجاتهم حتى في المرة الأخرى. فتشوف أنت في الشلف نفس يعني في المتجر ولا في أي مكان نفس المنتج والريحة التي أنت تعجبك، إذا كان الأغلبية تعجبهم هذه يعني الشامبو أو كذا، فهم يستفيدون هكذا ويترابحون منها. طبعا الجزء الخامس من كيفية استخدام البيانات، وهذا هو يعني مع الأسف الكثير من الدول الفقيرة أو يعني حتى الناس قد تقع في هذا المشكلة، اللي هو المراقبة والتجسس. يعني الناس قد يستخدمون حق بياناتك، يبدأون من خلال سرقة بيانات المتصفح على البراوزر، ثم ينتقلون إلى سرقة بيانات النتورك وتحليل الأجهزة الموجودة في البيت، حتى أنهم يدخلون إلى التلفون ويتنصتون إلى الكلام التي يدور من خلال الميكروفون بغير ما تحس أو تشعر فيهم، ويشوفون الصور من خلال الكاميرا، سواء كاميرا اللابتوب أو كاميرا التلفون، أو حتى إذا كان عندك التلفزيون هذا السمارت تي في، فيعني ممكن يحللون الكلام ويحولوه إلى كلمات يعني تلقائيا يتم تحليلها وإعطاء صورة عنك. As promised, I said I would like to mention some scenarios just to, I know some of the terms, the way I explained it, it might make a lot of sense to me as a computer scientist, or I have a background in this field. But, you know, for example, assuming you'd like to download a movie, and I've used the Ortogrur, you know, the very famous Turkish series that, you know, subhanAllah, during Ramadan is almost the most downloaded and the most followed. So you'll find people searching online because they don't want to pay the premium cost, whether it's for a movie or for a software. So you would go, you'd search for it, you go on a random website, you know, that's doing it for free. But obviously the hacker would not go to the, you know, the extra mile for you to deliver it for you for free, just because you're a special person. Now, they do it because they know that they, you know, they can benefit from it by stealing your data, and they know you want it for free. So as soon as you click download, you'll see a lot of download buttons, and one of them would be like a virus download or pop-up, or to capture more information from your browser. And as soon as you press download, they would install a bug that would search through your system or through your browser to capture information like your saved passwords, your browser history, install software to monitor your keyboard entry. So if you're a type of person who never saves their password or saves their internet history, they will monitor the keyboard. So whatever you type on the keyboard, they will capture that. So if you type go to facebook.com, they'll capture that link. Go to username this, password that is captured. Now that is sent to the hacker. And it's just a matter of time before you give all of your information to the hacker, and it's up to them now how they want to use it. And they can use it in any of these 5 scenarios. So you put yourself under the mercy of the hacker. يعني احنا سبحان الله في رمضان ومعظم يعني اسهل طريقه ان احنا نبحث عن اشياء مجانيه، وبالتحديد يعني مثلا عندك برنامج أرطغرل هذا، فيعني الكل يشاهده ويبحث عنه، فأنت بس بمجرد أن تبحث عنه وتدخل على هذا المواقع حتى أنك تنزله وتحمله إلى الكمبيوتر حقك. يعني الناس هم اللي مسوينه مجانا على الإنترنت، لم يسووه لخاطر عيوننا، هم يسووه حتى يستفيدون من بياناتك، أو إنهم يتجسسون حتى يعرفون أكثر عنك. فمثلا تجدهم طارحين هذا الفيلم على الإنترنت، أنت بس مجرد ما تحمله يدخلون إلى حقك المتصفح وإلى حقك الكمبيوتر، يبحثون عن أي رقم سري أو أي شيء، أو أنه حتى يتجسسون على الكيبورد. أي شيء تدخله أي موقع يقول لهم أنت في موقع فلان، وإذا دخلت اليوزرنيم والكلمة السرية اللي هو رمز الدخول يعطيهم هذه البيانات أيضا، فأنت تقع في الفخ بمجرد أن أنت بس تبحث عن برنامج أو موفي. وبعض الأحيان قد يسببون ضرر إليك، أو أنهم يستمرون في سرقة بياناتك وأنت لا تعلم، ويبيعوها يستربحون منها. فسبحان الله تجد الكثير من الناس الكمبيوترات حقهم يعني خلاص قد فيها فيروسات وفيها برامج تتجسس عليهم. The second scenario, which is a very common scenario, and I think a lot of us almost overlook it, and it becomes so normal that we actually stopped paying attention to it, and that's installing social media apps, or even apps in general and software from online. With social media, if you come to download it, everyone uses social media, and just because everyone uses it, it doesn't mean it's okay. There is a lot of options in the background, and there will be a lot of pop-ups that appear when you install the software, and some of them would be mainly to ask for permission, and they only ask for permission once. They don't ask for it twice. The permission would be access to your personal information, or can we access your phone contact, or can we access your location? Can we access your phone and your camera? Now, not all these options always used in a bad way. You have to check the app privacy and actually read it, how they use my information, how long did they use it for? Because some of these options, it's necessary, you need it in order for the phone or the app to function properly. So for example, if you find the Qibla app, you need the location permission, but how are they going to use it? Are they going to continue using it? Are they going to track you? You have to check it. But all this information can be collected and track everything about you and sell it to governments or to companies. And the usage for it, when they have all that information, is endless because they know everything about you, and they're going to know everything in your circle, the people you call, you people who you're connected with. They can almost link you to people you don't even know. Now, since we know that how easy it is to get our information or our data captured, I would like to give some tips on how to protect our data, because then it wouldn't be useful, for you to just know how your information is given out, but you also need to know how you can protect it. And this is just a few quick tips, and obviously there is a number of ways, but I just try to summarize as much as I can to help you protect yourself online. طبعا احنا تحدثنا عن كيفية استغلال واستخدام بياناتك، فالآن الشيء المفيد اللي هو إن شاء الله أتوفق في ذلك وكيف أنك تحمي بياناتك. فأنا سوف أذكر بعض النقاط وليس كلها، ولكن أتمنى أنها تكون مفيدة. The very first obvious step is install antivirus. And a lot of people sometimes don't really care about it, and they think, it's okay, if the laptop gets ruined, I can get another laptop. But it's not about the laptop, it's about your data. And some of them, they would install it on their laptop, but they'll also forget to install it on their phone, to install it on all other devices. You see, especially if you have an Android phone, it doesn't mean it's protected. It's more vulnerable than an iPhone, in my opinion, because an iPhone, every app uploaded to the App Store is approved and synchronized and all that. But when it comes to the Android, anyone can upload any app to it. فأول خطوة مهمة جدا هو أن تحمل أعذرنا على كتبتها غلط في السلايد، لكن هو أن تحمل برنامج مضاد للفيروسات، وليس فقط على الحاسوب فقط، لأنه معظم الناس يقول والله إذا خرب الحاسوب أنا بشتري حاسوب آخر. وهذا غلط، لأنه هو الفكرة هو أن تحمي بياناتك، ليس أن تحمي الحاسوب نفسه. وبعض الناس يحملون البرنامج مضاد للفيروسات على اللابتوب أو الحاسوب وينسون التلفونات حقهم، بالتحديد مستخدمين الأندرويد. يعني مهم جدا، لأن التطبيقات التي يرفعوها على الأب ستور ليست كلها محمية وخالية من الخطر. Now, when downloading files online, that's another tip is, what do you need to be aware of when you download a movie or download a software? Now, I've listed extensions. The extension basically means the end of the file. So you'll always see it after every file you download online, you'll see the end of it. There is an extension to tell you what type of file you are downloading. Now, unless you're absolutely 100% sure that you trust that website you're downloading from, then never ever download these extensions listed here, which is .exe, because that means a software or a virus. If someone said to you, download a movie, and you see a .exe, then you know that is a virus 100%. .zip, .ra, these are compressed files. You don't know what they contain. Or, furthermore, the different types of files that can be used to inject them with the virus. So, يعني عندما أنت تحمل ملفات من الإنترنت، لازم أن تتأكد 100% أنك تثق بهذه المواقع وهذه المصادر. فإن لم تكن يعني على ثقة تامة فتجنب هذه الصيغ. معنى صيغة الملف هو أنت لما تحمل الملف من الإنترنت تشوف اسم الملف وبعدين الصيغة اللي مثلا .exe ولا .zip ولا .ro. هذه الصيغ المذكورة الآن في الصفحة هنا تجنبهم تماما، لأن هذا إذا قال لك MP3 MP3 أو إنه يعني صيغة الفيلم أو صيغة الموسيقى لا ينتهون بهذه الصيغ، ينتهون بصيغ أخرى. فانتبه جدا، وأتمنى أن تقرون عن هذا يعني حتى تستفيدون أكثر. Another way is to protect yourself and to protect your data is when downloading apps and software. I'd advise 3 very important steps to follow. Step 1 is always read the terms and conditions. I know they can be very long, and that's the idea behind it. You can scroll down on how your data can be used, but some of the companies, they make these documents very hard to find this information in detail and very complex to protect themselves, and so you don't care about them anymore. But you should be very careful on reading the terms and conditions on how they're going to use your data. Make sure that app or the software you downloaded is from an original source, because if you try and tell me you're going to download Photoshop from domain1.ml or domain1.xyz, is from an unknown source. So software you download it, you install it, and it can install 110 software with it without you realizing it, just in one package, because it's been modified. You think it's free. So if you want to download something like Photoshop or Adobe, go to adobe.com, go to the original source, safer for you, read the terms and conditions. And don't give any software or app you download to your phone any permission unless it's absolutely necessary and you are happy with it. So for example, Qibla Finders app, make sure you choose the option only when I am in the app, not all the time. So only when you open it, they can see your location, and then that's it. So be very careful what options you give and the power you give other people over you. Don't put yourself under their mercy without you realizing or without you knowing. So يعني عندما تحمل البرامج والتطبيقات على الإنترنت أنا أنصح في 3 خطوات. الخطوة الأولى، أحرص جيدا على قراءة الشروط. أنا أعلم جيدا أنه في هناك بعض شروط طويلة تحصلها 15 صفحة حتى أنه يحدثون الملل فيك ولا تقرأ، لكن قراءتها مهمة جدا حتى ولو تبحث عن كيفية استخدام البيانات الجزء اللي فيها حتى تعرف يعني ما هي السلطة التي سوف يفرضوها عليك. الشيء الثاني هو تأكد من المصدر. لا تحمل بيانات وتطبيقات من مصادر مشبوهة لا تثق فيها، لأنها معظم البرامج التي تحملها قد يبعدون فيها شفرة إنه يخلوها مجانية، لكن يضيفون فيها 5 أو 6 برامج أنت لا تراهم. أول ما تنزل مثلا برنامج فوتوشوب إذا كان مجانا تنزله في اللابتوب حقك ويكون منزل تحته 5 سوفت وير يعني بوجز ولا أي شيء، يعني يتجسسون على كل شيء في الكمبيوتر حقك. والشيء الثالث هو لا تعطي تصريح لأي برنامج أو تطبيق إلا بعد التأكد وبحذر شديد. يعني مثلا تطبيقات تطلب منك وين أنت موجود في أي مكان، فأنت لا تسمح لها أن تتابع مكانك خارج التطبيق إلا لما تفتح التطبيق. أنت إذا تريد أن تسمح لها خلاص اسمح لها عندما أنت تستخدم التطبيق. Now, when browsing, I am sure some of you, if not everyone, familiar with these screenshots that I posted here on this slide. These are very obvious steps that have been abused a lot by hackers and people who would like to steal your data. So in the first picture, we see a website that is trying to attempt to tell you to install an extension. So telling you install this extension. Now, when you install that extension, you give your browser or give them control over your browser and even over your computer, depending on the permissions. So be very careful from installing extensions. Never install any extensions unless you're happy with it and you believe you need it. Now, the other part of it is the consent for cookies. Consent for cookies that may be installed internally on the website that you visit, but you need to be very careful on what information you give them. So, for example, what you do on the website, or what you do on that, what you search for, and everything that can be stored and also shared and sold. So, not necessarily all the time to reject it, because that can ruin your experience when you visit this website. So, but it's very important to be aware of it. And then some of the browsers would ask you for your location. So just be very mindful on who to give your locations to. يعني عند التصفح على مواقع الإنترنت أنت سوف تجد بعض المواقع تطلب منك يعني أن تضيف برنامج إلى الجوجل كروم، أو أنك تسمح لهم في إضافة كوكيز في حقك البراوزر، أو أنك يعني يبحثون عن مكانك وحقك موقعك يعني على الخارطة. فكن حذرا جدا أنك لا تعطي أي صلاحيات لأي شيء ولا تضيف أي شيء لا تفهمه على حقك البراوزر، لأن هذا قد يحدث خلل إلى سرقة بياناتك. Now, a lot of people are, unsure and very cautious when it comes to online payment, and there's a lot of ways to advise them on how to be careful and what to do. But the simplest way, before you make an online payment, you must check. In my opinion, these are the very, very quick overview or essential parts of it. First one is to be absolutely sure and know that these websites are used a lot. Excuse me just a second. Let me just get the charger. Yeah, I'm back again. Sorry. So just be 100% sure that these websites are known. So for example, eBay, PayPal, Amazon, and Uber, that's the very first step. If it's a new company and it is different to them, you also need to make sure that the website is trustworthy. And how you do that, you can do it through checking the domain extension or the end of the domain. And for example, here, if you can see in step 2, make sure it's, for example, .co.uk, .org.uk, .ac.uk. What it means that it's under the UK authority. And normally, if you buy a domain, you must give an identification or even a picture of your passport to prove that it's you. And that is a very important step, in my opinion. Now, what hackers are gonna try and do, they're gonna try to deceive you. And you might have seen this a couple of times, our statement issued by Barclays Bank or Louis TSB Bank, or telling you be careful of this domain or this website or these people trying to steal your bank detail. And what they would normally do is they'll buy a domain that is not regulated by a government, and they don't have to give their identification or ID. So they'll buy something like .xyz, .ru, like Russia, or .ml for Malaysia. And the domain would start with something like amazon.com.xyz or amazon.com.ru. You would look at it, amazon.com, and overlook the rest of it. And that's very dangerous, because that's not Amazon. And you just, and it might be a lookalike website run by a hacker. Now, a third very important point that I believe is essential nowadays on most websites is the padlock at the top. If you can see it here on the images on the right-hand side, the padlock shows you if the website is secure or not. And in most cases, you can't get the padlock without showing proof of who you are. So if the website is run by a hacker, you can track them. but having that padlock it also encrypts your data. So when you type your data on the website, it gets encrypted before it sends to the servers, so it can be sniffed and no one can play with your data. And the last advice on this section regarding the online payment, I know it's easy and it's more convenient to store your payment detail on the browser. So next time you visit it, you no longer have to type it again. But now you put your information in a place where the next mistake you make, that information can be sent to the hacker. Or even the website you save data in, that website gets hacked. And like you know, no one is protected. Google gets hacked, eBay gets hacked, Amazon gets hacked. All these major websites are also gets hacked. So no one is protected. The advice is never to save your information on any website or on any browser. فقط نصائح سريعة، يعني نصائح قبل الدفع على الإنترنت. أنت لما تدفع على الإنترنت أو تستخدم الكارد حقك لازم تتأكد من 4 خطوات مهمة جدا. الخطوة الأولى أن الشركة أو الموقع التي أنت تستخدمه هو موقع معروف والناس تستخدمه، مثلا زي الإيباي، البايبال، أمازون. إذا كان موقع غير معروف وجديد لازم تتأكد من نهاية الموقع أو الرابط حق الموقع، لازم يكون من ضمن جهة معروفة أو إنه عليه سلطة، يعني مثلا اللي زي مواقع البريطانية .co.uk .org.uk .ac. هذه المواقع يتم تأكد من المشتري قبل إعطائها الدومين، فيعني حتى يسهل متابعته وتتأكد إنه هذا الموقع تابع للشخص ما في الدولة هذا، ليس أنه إذا كان .ru ولا .ml اللي هي ماليزيا وروسيا، احتمال هذه تكون مواقع وراها مخترقين وهاكرز وقد يسرقون المعلومات حقك. أو قد تجد بعض مواقع بالصيغة هذه amazon.com وفي آخرته يكون .ml، شيء أنت لا تراه وقد تنظر إليه كذا في سرعة لكن هو ليس الموقع الأصل، فمن هنا يتم الاختراق. الشيء الثالث هو لازم أن تتأكد من وجود هذا البادلوك أو القفل جنب الرابط حتى إنك تكون آمن، تتأكد إن البيانات حقك إنها مشفرة وممكن إنها يعني الموقع يكون تابع لشخص تم التأكد منها، يعني حتى إنه يحصل على هذا القفل. والنصيحة الأخيرة في هذا هو ألا تخزن معلوماتك البنكية في أي مكان على الكمبيوتر، سواء في مواقع لأن المواقع كلها معرضة للاختراق، أو في البراوزر لأنك في مجرد أي غلطة قد تعطي بياناتك للشخص الغلط. No, alhamdulillah, we finished the first part that it was more technical, but it's necessary because inshallah it gives people an overview on how to be careful on what type of data is needed and why people benefit from your information. Now the second part of it is, now we talked about the information you give out. I would like to talk about the information we take in and how does it shape us into becoming almost the perfect products that people who collect that information sell. So في هذا الفقرة الثانية سوف أتحدث إن شاء الله عن المعلومات التي نستخدم أو يعني نكتسبها نحن من الإنترنت أو من خلال تصفحنا عبر الإنترنت. طبعا هذه النصائح هي لحماية الفكر عند التصفح على الإنترنت. So tips to protect your mind online. Before I start, I thought I'll just add this slide here to look at some of the Islamic advice on the online content and socializing online. So from Islamic perspective, and this advice or this hadith, we can probably use it and apply it on our new form of social life, which is the online socializing. And the information we take from online and from social media. So Islam advises us that one, seek the truth, avoid lies and false content. يعني أول نصيحة هو عليك بالصدق، فإن الصدق يهدي إلى البر، وإن البر يهدي إلى الجنة، وما يزال الرجل يصدق ويتحرى الصدق حتى يكتب عند الله صديقا، وإياكم والكذب فإن الكذب يهدي إلى الفجور، وإن الفجور يهدي إلى النار، وما يزال الرجل يكذب ويتحرى الكذب حتى يكتب عند الله كذابا. متفق عليه، صدق رسول الله. يعني لازم أن نتأكد من الحقائق، لازم نتأكد من المحتوى، لازم أن نقول الصدق وأن ننشر الصدق وأن نشارك إلا في الصدق، وإن شاء الله نكتب عند الله صديقين. The second advice is to avoid assumptions. So we shouldn't assume the content, or shouldn't write what we assume and share it with the World Wide Web, because that will impact other people. And if they post their assumptions and it's all based on false content and lies, that will also affect our knowledge, our information. So عن أبي هريرة أن رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم اللهم صل على رسول الله قال إياكم والظن فإن الظن أكذب الحديث. متفق عليه. والله سبحانه وتعالى في القرآن الكريم أيضا حذر إحنا من الظن، واجتنبوا كثيرا من الظن إن بعض الظن إثم. فيعني إنه إحنا لما نظن في الأشياء إنها حقيقية أو إنها كذا ونعيد نشرها، أو إن نكتب محتوى من مخيلتنا مبني على ظن وسوء الظن ونشارك في نشره، فهذا يؤثر سلبيا على تفكيرنا وتفكير الآخرين، واحتمال أنها تكون شيء تتركه بعد وفاتك وتكتسبها سيئة، يعني جارية، يعني بعكس الصدقة الجارية. فسبحان الله يعني لازم أن نكون دائما في حذر. We have to be very careful, especially when it comes to assumptions or assuming things and posting it online, because even after we die, for us as Muslims, we should always seek to leave a sadaqah jariyah, an ongoing deeds, which is something that people can benefit. And that's one of the things that we can leave behind is ilmun nafi'. Ilmun nafi' is knowledge that is beneficial. So if you're going to post assumptions and lies and content, even after you die, these people can be passed on, and you can corrupt other people's mind and participate in the corruption. This third hadith, which I feel is very interesting, and this hadith is Prophet Muhammad ﷺ advised his companions not to sit on public walkway or walkways in gathering outside or on the path where people walk. And so for us, maybe this can be social media, where we sit there for hours and hours or in groups. And if we do that on put ourselves in exposure on walkways or in these places, we must apply the following rule, which is I can see how it relates to social media. Rule number one is lower gaze. We should lower our gaze. Avoid causing people discomfort. And that is very important elements. So what do we do online? What do we say? What do we share? All that. Avoid causing people discomfort. Return greetings. So if someone gives you salam, give them the salam back. And discourage wrongdoings. So if you see an act of wrongdoing or something that is not good, and you shouldn't encourage it, we shouldn't share it, we shouldn't like it, and so on. النقطة الأخيرة هي عن الأدب. سبحان الله في حديث للرسول صلى الله عليه وسلم ينصحنا حينما نكون في جلوس يعني على الطرقات. يعني هذا تقريبا في زمن الرسول صلى الله عليه وسلم. احنا حاليا لو نفترض يعني سبحان الله قد يكون هذه الطرقات هي المواقع التواصل الاجتماعي والسوشيال فيدز وما إلى ذلك. فالحديث عن أبي سعد الخدري قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم إياكم والجلوس على الطرقات. قالوا يا رسول الله ما لنا بد بمجالسنا نتحدث فيها. قال فأما إذ أبيتم فأعطوا الطريق حقه. يعني للطريق حقه. قالوا وما حقه؟ فأنا اللي أريد أن أوضحه هي هذه الحقوق، اللي هو إذا كان للطريق حق فأكيد في هناك حق، يعني لازم أن نتعلم من هذا الحديث حتى لما نطلع على الإنترنت أو نطلع في مواقع التواصل الاجتماعي ونتحدث إلى الآخرين نعطي هذه الأشياء حقها. قالوا وما حقه؟ قال غض البصر وكف الأذى ورد السلام والأمر بالمعروف والنهي عن المنكر، متفق عليه. صدق رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم. فهذه نقاط مهمة جدا لنا كمسلمين لما ندخل على الإنترنت ونتصفح، بالتحديد للشباب يعني. Now, I would like to talk about more of social media and how it really impacts us and affects us mentally. Now, people you add, pages you follow, your social circle online, they define your social media feeds. Really, when you scroll down in your social media, in Instagram, on Facebook, on Twitter, what you see is what they've seen. What you see is what they've liked. What you see is what they've shared. You see content people they follow. Other than that, the only thing you see is advertisement based on information collected for you to show you what you might like and push you to become a consumer. Now, if they define your social feed, you have to ask yourself one question. Is my social feed positive or is it negative? Is it going to feed me with positivity for the rest of my day or negativity? What type of mentality is it going to push me to? Because their narrative can slowly become your narrative. So is that narrative smart or stupid? Is it based on assumption or is it based on fact? So we have to be very careful what narrative we can energize or pour our energy toward. The pictures they liked, videos they liked, videos they shared, and the pictures they shared. There will be videos you watch and the videos you repost and reshare. Now, you have to ask yourself this question. Is that positive video did you watch? Is it educational? Did you spend your time watching something useful? Did you watch, something that you spent so many minutes of your day that is beneficial for your life, for your mental health? Was it positive? Was it halal? Was it haram? What type of energy did it feed into you? Is it worth it? You have to ask this because these are things you will see. Now that can create a bubble around your head, and repeated messages changes your thought processes. So over time, repeated messages will change the way you think. Is that changing your way to the better or is it changing it to the worse? Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam says, "Al-mar'u ala dini akhi, falyanzur ahadukum man yukhalil." You are on the religion of your brother. So watch who you become friend with or who you make your brother, because you're gonna become alike. And that's very important for us on social media. So أهم نقطة من يعني لو نتحدث عن المعلومات التي يعني نكتسبها والمعرفة التي نكتسبها على الإنترنت هو الصداقات والأشخاص التي نتابعهم على الإنترنت، لأن محتوى الموقع على التواصل الاجتماعي هذا مكون هو فقط من أشياء التي أعجب فيها الآخرون، التي طرحها الآخرون أو أعاد نشرها الآخرون. فأنت يجب أن تسأل نفسك، هل هذا المحتوى والأشخاص التي أتابعهم يعطون محتوى سلبي أم إيجابي؟ هل يحفزون؟ هل أتعلم من هذا الشيء؟ يعني لأنه يعني ما يهمهم مع الوقت يصبح يهمك. فهل تفكيرهم يؤثر على تفكيرك؟ طبعا الصور، وهذا نعود إلى غض البصر اللي ذكرناه مسبقا. الصور، الفيديوهات، الأشياء التي نراها ونشاهدها هو صراحة ما يشاهدها هم وما ينشرون ويعيدون نشره هم. فيعني لازم تسأل نفسك في هذا الموقف، هل ما أراه في حق السوشيال فيد حلال أم حرام؟ هل هو سلبي أم إيجابي؟ هل يحفز فيه طاقة أن أعبد الله؟ أم يحفز فيه بطاقة سلبية إيجابية يؤثر علي سلبيا وعلى معنوياتي وعلى تفكيري؟ مع مرور الوقت تكرار الكلام يغير التفكير ويغير الطباع والشخص يبدأ يتأقلم مع الشيء، فهل أنت تتأقلم للأفضل أم للأسوأ؟ هذه أسئلة يجب عليك أن تحرص على الإجابة عليها قبل ما تدفع في نفسك يعني بدون مبالاة إلى مواقع التواصل الاجتماعي، لأن الرسول صلى الله عليه وسلم قال المرء على دين أخيه فلينظر أحدكم من يخالف. صدق رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم. اللهم صل عليه وسلم. إذن sorry, the second part of information we take in is the content. That is going to be, for example, news articles. It's going to be something, blogs. What we have to be careful of is always try our best to do fact checking and see the article and the statement shared have a valid source. Don't be fooled by the statement of a professional said, a professor said, a research conducted by, unless that person is a real person, unless that research has a real reference to it, then remember what you read becomes your reference in conversations in the future. What you're going to preach to your kids, what you're going to preach to people is really what you have read previously online on these social media and content. And goes back to the hadith, what we said, the Islamic perspective of spreading assumptions, spreading lies, and participating in things that are not useful and not necessary. So as Muslims, it's very important to us. هنا نقطة مهمة جدا وأنا أراها يعني شيء محزن بالذات معنا نحن يعني كعرب. أنا أراها بسبب التشوش في الشرق الأوسط وما ذلك. يعني إحنا أصبحنا لا نتحرى من المصادر والمحتوى والحقائق، مع أنه الإنترنت مليء بالكذب والزور والتلفيق وكل يعني وما إلى ذلك. يعني فأنت تأكد إذا قال والله هناك دكتور ولا بروفيسور نشر هذا بحث ولا علمي ولا قال، تأكد هل هذا الشخص فعلا حقا، يعني هل هذا الشخص يعني موثوق فيه، هل هو موجود. يقول لك في بعض المقالات بحث نشر من جامعة كذا وكذا وكذا حول أنه كذا طيب هل هذا البحث موجود؟ هل هناك ورقة علمية تثبت هذا؟ أم إن نحن فقط ننشر ونعيد نشر الكذب؟ يعني يا أيها الذين آمنوا إذا جاءكم فاسق بنبأ فتبينوا أن تصيبوا قوم بجهالة فتصبحوا على ما فعلتم نادمين. صدق الله العظيم وصدق رسوله. يعني لما ينصحنا في أن نتحرى الصدق، يعني we have to be very careful. يعني إن إحنا لازم إن إحنا ما ننشر الكذب ولا نشارك في هذه الفتن. وأسأل الله السلامة. يعني in summary, we talked about the overview of data, how your data can be used. Then we moved on to talk about the tips on how to protect your data online, such as the online payment and downloading files. And then we talked about how to protect your mind on social media. يعني في الخلاصة إن احنا تحدثنا عن معنى البيانات وكيفية استخدام بياناتنا وكيف أن احنا نحمي بياناتنا وحماية يعني تفكيرنا عبر الإنترنت حتى لا يكون تفكير سلبي. I would like to thank you all, and I do apologize if run over time, and I hope this was beneficial to everyone. أسأل الله لنا ولكم التوفيق. هذا هو نهاية المحاضرة وأنا أعتذر على الإطالة. فهنا الإيميل حقي إذا أردتم أي سؤال أو أي استفسار. وفي هناك يعني كتاب أريد أن أنصح فيه لمن يحب القراءة، فيعني مثير صراحة. There is a book that I would like to recommend if you're interested in big data and new data and how we interact with data. It's called Everybody Lies. If you want it or if you want more information, feel free to contact me. جزاكم الله ألف خير. أبو بكر, over to you.
بارك الله فيك دكتور محمد, and I hope everyone watching has benefited from this advice and can keep themselves safe online when browsing. So Dr. Mohamed, one of our viewers has asked a question. Is it okay if you answer it?
Yeah, go ahead.
They have asked, sorry, let me see in the chat. They need professional advice on improving security for an upcoming social learning platform.
Okay, I can see the question. Upgrading security for an upcoming social network platform I am building. Can you help? Okay, when you talk about security for websites and even social learning, it falls into different aspects and elements to it. I would say that you have to be very careful who you get those people to develop your website for you or the platform. Make sure you are in safe hands and make sure they have installed that padlock for you, the login encrypted and so on. But to be honest, because this question is quite broad and large, I would love if they email me and I can post my email there, and I'll be more than happy to help them with any advice they need.
Hello.
So yeah, as the viewer there, please, inshallah, if you can contact Dr. Mohamed, and you can contact them by emailing us at assalam@liverpoolramadan.uk. Also, we have another question from our brother Abdul Wasi', and he says, shall we accept cookies or reject it?
Shall we accept cookies or reject it? In most cases, if it impacts your browsing experience, so for example, if you reject it and it crashes the website, then you might need to accept it because that might be a condition. And if you would like to visit that website, accept it. But always remove the cookies after you've finished if needed to. See, with the cookies, it can be used negatively and can also be used positively. It just to give you a better experience.
And he also says, how does he remove the cookies, if possible?
Delete your browser history, and then he will give you an option to remove the cookies. Oh,
we also have another question from our brother Muhsin, and he says, what is the antivirus app called for Apple users, if you know?
For Apple users?
Yeah.
Okay, the one I'm aware of is called, because I'm a window user myself, but the one I'm aware of it's called Sentinel-1 software, and there is AVG software. But if he just search for it on Apple Store, he should find quite a few of them. Or even if he search on Google, the top 10, Mac Pro antivirus, he should be able to find it. If not, he can always send me an email, and I'll be more than happy to share, to do some search and share it with him, inshallah.
So hopefully that's it for the questions. And we thank Dr. Mohamed for his time and this beneficial knowledge. I hope everyone has benefited and can keep themselves safe during this time and also online as well. So before we end, inshallah, I'll remind everyone about our upcoming programs during today. So at 7:30, inshallah, we will have Dr. Mohamed al-Dub'i doing a recitation circle, and at 10:15 we will have Sheikh Mohammed al-Shar'i doing videos or reminders as usual. Also, if anyone wants to contact us or ask Dr. Mohammed any questions, please contact us at assalam@liverpoolramadan.uk. And I have been your host, Abu Bakr, and it's been a pleasure. And assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.